Hi guys, it's Rishmina and welcome back to the Peppy Podcast. Welcome. Today in our second episode, we're discussing how to know your worth. I think I really wanted to talk about this because for the longest time, I really didn't know mine. I was in a lot of situations where I think I kept giving and giving but didn't receive. And I used to be okay with it, but I think deep down I wasn't. I didn't even realize I wasn't okay, but I was just getting really resentful. And then one day I actually sat down and thought about all the people that I have these issues with. And I realized that every single person that I have some sort of issue with is somehow related to my own trigger points. And then that made me think about what was my biggest trigger. And the more I thought about it, the more I realized that for me, the biggest trigger was feeling underappreciated. When I felt underappreciated, I felt like I didn't matter to people and I wasn't cared for. And that made me feel horrible. And I think because at that point, I didn't believe that I deserved better. I just used to kind of take it, and I used to be in a lot of relationships where I'd give everything but wouldn't get anything back. I was always the one there, but there was nobody there for me, and I just felt like it wasn't a very healthy dynamic to be in. And then I kept getting upset over and over again because this dynamic used to keep showing up in my life wherever I went. And then one day I finally spoke to my therapist about it. And she told me that I have an issue. So she said that the issue is that I tend to see love as transactional. And she said that I thought if I gave enough love and enough care, I would get the same in return. And I realized then that I did kind of have that tendency, and I used to question, if I'm giving this much, why is it that the other person is giving so little? And then she explained to me how love can't be redeemed in all relationships, and in some it can, but in most it can't, because everyone's capacity to give isn't the same. And she told me that if somebody doesn't have the capacity to give love, instead of feeling angry at them, I should actually feel sorry for them because they're missing out on a feeling which is probably described as one of the nicest. So I feel like my anger sort of faded at that point, and I realized that maybe it was time for me to draw boundaries. So she told me that the minute I felt like I was taken advantage of or feeling used in any situation, it was time to walk away. And at that point, I decided that I was going to walk away from certain people. And because it's something I hadn't really done before, I didn't know how to go about it. So I ended a few relationships, and it was very difficult for me because I think I'm quite an attached person, and I kept overthinking if it was the right thing or the wrong thing to do. But deep down, I knew that I had to do this for myself, otherwise I couldn't reach my happiest place. And I think, to be honest, I still feel guilty about the people I've cut out because I do still miss some of them, but I realized that it might not be in my best interest to have them if they're dragging me down. So I realized that I know my worth now, and I know that I deserve the best, and I am not going to tolerate anything except that from anyone. And I've also realized that it's better to have a few close friends who actually get you and who you have meaningful relationships with than a lot of friends on the surface who, you have on social media, but who you can't actually pick up and call when you need to talk. So I think this year I am going with quality over quantity, And I am really grateful for the friends I have now because they're very supportive and very caring and kind and very understanding. And I'm really grateful for it. So I think that's what I wanted to say. No more settling. I'm done, and I hope you are too. This brings me to the end of my episode. I hope you found that useful. Thanks for listening, and I will see you next time. Bye.